สวัสดีครับทุกคนสวัสดีครับทุกคนขอบคุณมากครับสำหรับสมัครเราพูดเกี่ยวกับทำงานของเราอยู่ประเทศไทยครับ
Diolch o galon am gadael ni rannu efo chi heddi am ein gwaith ni yn Gwlad Thai.
Hi everyone, we're Tom and Nerys King. Thank you for letting us talk about our work in Thailand. Yeah, so my name's Tom. I'm from Leicester originally, but I'm semi-adopted Welsh person.
Yeah, years.
I've lived in Wales for longer than I ever lived in England. So I went to university in Bangor, which is where we met, and then after uni we moved down to Cardiff, which is where Nez is from. I was a high school chemistry teacher for 8 years, and Nez was a mental health nurse. But 2 years ago we moved to Thailand.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to start talking then. It was fine, you carry on.
Oh, sorry, I just did a little thing.
Carry on.
Yeah, we did. We moved to Thailand 2 years ago. So yeah, after kind of a 7-year looking into kind of being called to moving to Thailand and meeting a ministry over there called the Tamar Centre in a city called Pattaya, yeah, we made the move 2 years ago to link up with this ministry. And yeah, the Tamar Centre works with women who are seeking to leave the sex industry in Thailand. Pattaya as a city is probably known as like the sex capital of the world. And there's estimated, what do they say, about 30,000 at least individuals, so that's men, women and sadly children working within the industry there. So Tamar itself seeks to offer different employment. So we train the women in hairdressing or in bakery, or we have products, we make cards and jewellery, everything handmade. And also obviously holistically we try and look at the counselling side, we try and provide housing, we do preschool for the many of them who have young children, and yeah, we offer as well spiritual support and introduce Christianity to them because many of them haven't even heard of it. Yeah.
I think that's one of the most beautiful things, isn't it? It's like it's a real privilege when you get to see, like I can think of lots of women that we work with now who we knew when they were working in one of the bars, and you get to see their journey of kind of coming to some of the free English lessons that we do, kind of as a way to get to know them really, and then making the choice to leave the bar and become part of Tamar and discover this whole new life and ultimately to have new life in Jesus, and to see them now kind of reading their Bibles, and some of them like
when they're praying for us as well as
like a couple of them have kind of become like pastors of some of the churches that we run. Yeah, it's really beautiful, and it's a real privilege to get to be part of that.
But we've kind of slogged, haven't we, the last 2 years for us has been trying to get to grips and master the Thai language, which has not been the easiest of tasks. But it's been a privilege. God has been really gracious in helping us through the mistakes we make and trying to build conversations and build relationships, and hopefully use the skills that we had pre-moving cross-culturally. So Tom being a teacher, he can help out with teaching English, and he went to seminary, so he's there as well using that skills of like teaching the Bible, and my training in counselling means that I can work with the girls one-to-one, hopefully long-term, but at the moment it's group counselling, but yeah, it's just a blessing to be a part of their lives.
I think it was really hard in March, I mean as it was for everyone all over the world, when COVID hit. Thailand's actually done pretty well statistics wise, in terms of the number of cases, and the number of people that have died are very, very, very low. And in large part that's been because they just totally closed off the country. All the borders are closed. And that's really positive in lots of ways, but it's also like really negative in lots of other ways. I guess that's the same with everything, isn't it? Trying to deal with this thing that whatever good thing you do kind of causes something else that isn't as good to happen. So for us personally, that meant that we had to come back to the UK because we needed to renew our visa, but we were told that we wouldn't be allowed to do that in Thailand. We would have to go back to our home country, reapply for our visas here, and then come back to Thailand. But at the moment we were not allowed to apply for those visas, so we're kind of in limbo in Cardiff, and very thankful to our parents for letting us squat with them. But it's also been really difficult for like just Thailand as a whole. So there's a huge tourist industry. I'm sure many people, maybe you've even been to Thailand, and lots of those places that rely on tourism are really suffering. And there was a press release last week to say that up to 27 million people in Thailand are kind of unemployed. That's like half the population. And in Pattaya, it's been kind of devastating. And it's been really hard to watch it because in some ways you're really glad that there's no tourists here, because this industry that's horrible and destroys people's lives is kind of ground to a halt. But on the other hand, it's really painful to see literally like miles and miles long queues of people like queuing for food handouts. And in Tamar, we've been very blessed to receive lots of donations from people who have helped us to distribute food to lots of needy people. And to just keep employing the women that we have. We were also able to expand our training program and have lots more women come and join us than we normally would. But obviously that brings with it challenges, mainly financial, to be honest. Tamar runs as a business, but the restaurant is closed because there's no one to eat in it. The hairdressers is closed because there's no one to go to it. The bakery is hardly selling any cakes. And so the only thing that we're kind of continuing to sell are the cards and crafts and jewellery and stuff like that. But obviously our budget's taken a massive hit on that. So if you did want to buy some Christmas cards, beautiful handmade Christmas cards, that would be fantastic. You can go to, it's like Tamar Products, we'll send a link or something. But yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, they're more expensive than going to Sainsbury's and buying a 10-pack. But it's a beautiful picture, I think, a beautiful symbol of a changed life. So every card that you would buy from Tamar is made by a woman who has come out of prostitution, been introduced to Jesus at least, and is having the chance of a new life.
Yeah. So I guess our prayers would be, to pray for Tamar, to pray for that continued ministry, for financial support, and just to support really the women that are there. The staff who are left, there's minimal numbers left within the country, so just pray for them as a team, that they would be sustained energy-wise and just motivated to keep on doing the work. Pray for us in this time of limbo. Pray that we would be patient, that we would use our time wisely, and just for visa applications, that Thailand would open its borders and that we would be able to return and join the team again. And then the Thai economy would be our last one, I guess. Just Thailand. So the economy, the government, just in terms of it's such a bleak picture there. So just pray for the government that they would make wise decisions, and that they would help and support the people in their country. So thank you so much. Khop kum ka.
Diolch,
and we hope we can visit you in person soon. Diolch.